So, all we have is this.
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is my birth certificate.
Aha. New Jersey Department of Health Bureau of Vital Statistics. Wow. So it says here that you were born November 10th, 1942.
I know, and that
which
amazes
would
me.
Make you 71.
Yeah, something like that, 70, 71. But here's the confusion. I always thought I was older. And let me tell you why. I'll tell you a little story.
Wait, no, it would make you 70.
70.
Oh my God, of course, because I was born, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, math has never been one of our great subjects.
Okay, so Lavina Shaw was your mother, and Paul Applegate, which we knew.
Yeah.
Is the mother married to the father? Yes.
Okay.
And the address is 522 Market Street, Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, so birthplace, hers was New Jersey and his was New Jersey. So both of them were both born in New Jersey. Paul Applegate, we don't know where he came from. His parents.
Well, his mother is the one that raised me.
I thought it was her mother. It was his mother.
My mother's mother? Oh, no, it was his mother. And then when my grandmother got to the point where she got a little senile and older, that's when I finally went up to live with my dad. And I think I was 14. You know, him and I never really talked about too much, you know.
And now what about Lavina?
And she died young.
Yeah. When did you find that out? Because that I don't remember ever hearing. Yeah,
my grandmother, very nonchalantly at the breakfast table, said, "Oh, by the way, your mother died."
So she would have been like, what, how old do you think? Because you would have been how old?
When she passed away?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume I was like 7, 8 years old, so she had to be like 28, 29 years old, maybe. Wow. I'm not sure.
I mean, what?
This is some of the stuff I'm so interested in finding out.
What happened to her?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, my grandmother told me a story that I don't know why you would ever tell a child something like this, but she told me that she was found outside a bar dead, beaten to death. And, I don't want to think my mother was, died like that.
Well, let's hope that that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy. Oh, Dad, this is crazy.
Well,
this is gonna be crazy.
I know it is. After all these years, I finally get the chance to find out who I am, and who we are.
Now that I know that my grandmother's name was Lavina Shaw and that my grandparents lived in New Jersey, I am headed to Trenton, New Jersey. I'm hoping to find why my grandparents, Paul and Lavina, made the decision to have my father live with his grandmother. Or did they make that decision? Was it a state decision? Why couldn't they take care of him? These are questions that I think my dad is fuzzy on and I really want to know. So now I'm meeting with genealogist Joseph Shumway at the Office of Vital Statistics. I'm hoping he can advise me on researching Lavina and her family. To get us started, Joseph asked the state registrar to search for my grandparents' marriage certificate. So while we wait, Joseph wants to see what kind of clues my dad's birth certificate holds. Here we have my father's name, Robert William Applegate, born to Paul Applegate and Lavina Shaw.
And it does say the parents are married. And she was
21
at the time.
Which I guess back then wasn't that young to be married.
It was not. No, it was
These days,
typical age. Exactly.
No, you wait till you're 40.
Right. And the marriage record should give us very helpful information. Clues about Lavina before she married.
And her parents, too,
right.
and all of that. Hi.
Hi, we found something for you.
Great.
And we're in luck, we found your grandparents' marriage certificate.
Christina Applegate is in Trenton, New Jersey, researching the mysterious past of her grandmother, Lavina Shaw. She just found her grandparents' marriage certificate, which Christina hopes contains some clues about her lineage.
All right, the full name was Paul Scholar Applegate and Lavina Victorine Shaw. What an awesome name.
Isn't that an interesting,
Lavina
unique
Victorine.
name?
I love it. And Scholar or Schaller.
And the other thing that it does give us here, which is very important, is her birth date.
Yeah, that's right, October 9th,
9th.
1921. And she was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And they married Trenton, New Jersey in June of 41. Okay. My grandmother's parents' name is Ovid. Is that what it says? Ovid Shaw?
Ovid Shaw.
And Lavina Weaver?
Right.
Interesting. Those are names I've never heard before. I love getting these little details like my great-grandfather's name, Ovid Shaw, and that my grandmother, Lavina Shaw, was named after her mother, Lavina Weaver. These clues, they're incredible, but they leave me with bigger questions, like when and how did my grandparents become estranged? The residence, at least of my grandfather, I guess, was I can't read what that says.
Yeah, the
271 East Front Street, Trenton, New Jersey, and she was 522 Market Street.
So they weren't living together
When they
prior
got
to
married,
that.
but you wouldn't back then.
Right.
Right?
But it is
actually
interesting that she is living at 522 Market Street, which is the same address where she was living when your dad was born. So that is a bit of a
So maybe she
mystery.
was living on her own, because I don't think they were after my father was born, and I don't think Lavina and Paul were together. So that's where I would have to find like a divorce certificate kind of thing to find out where we go from there.
Right. What we can do is divide and conquer, where I can search to see if there was a divorce record. And so I will work on that to see if we can find information about Lavina after the marriage. What you can do is, with the new clues that we have here, it would be helpful to find out more information about Lavina before she married, because if we learn more about a person's earlier life, we can gather clues that maybe help us understand their choices better. And I would suggest making the next stop the Trenton Public Library, which is a great resource for local Trenton history. All right.
So thank you so much.
You bet.
So the marriage certificate was a great wealth of information just to know my grandmother's parents' names, but it doesn't explain the question, which is what happened to Lavina? Where did she disappear to? Why was she not in my father's life?